Ethan, Ethan. Oh, thank goodness. I need you to look over my marriage license to Julian.
I already have, with a fine-tooth comb. And remember when I was representing my mother's interests to be the one true Mrs. Julian Crane? Well, I concluded then that your marriage was valid, despite the unusual circumstances.
Do you take Theresa as your lawfully wedded wife?
What's up?
Oh.
What's up?
How did that get here? Oh my God.
It can't be.
Okay. You sure that you didn't miss anything back then? You are certain that I am the legal Mrs. Julian Crane?
To the best of my knowledge, the ceremony was legit.
Then I've got nothing to worry about, do I? I'm Theresa Crane, and there is nothing that Julian and Rebecca can do to dethrone me. As long as my island marriage to Julian is legal, there's nothing that he and Rebecca can do to usurp me as his wife, is there?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, at least it turned out to be good for something. God knows that it cost me the one thing that I wanted most.
Theresa, don't.
I just meant that they can't ever take the Crane name away from me and my baby.
I had no idea that the name meant so much to you. Is it that important for you to be a Crane? Since when does bearing the Crane name mean so much to you?
Ethan, I've spent my whole life wanting to be Mrs. Crane. Mrs. Ethan Crane.
Theresa.
No, you asked me why my title is so important to me, so I'm gonna tell you. The day that I found out that I was married to Julian was the second worst day of my life. And the worst day was when I realized that I was pregnant by him. You know, he had gotten me so drunk that I don't remember the ceremony or what happened afterwards. But something good did come out of that awful trip. My son.
He's a beautiful little boy.
Yeah. He's my life. He's my reason for getting up in the morning. He's my reason for being. And he's my reason for wanting to stay mistress of this house. Now, if it weren't for little Ethan, I would tear this marriage license up right now, but I won't. Because I want him to have everything that I never had. The power, the money, the privilege the Crane name will afford. There is one thing that would get me to throw it all away.
What's that?
You? If you told me that you and I could be together after all, I would go upstairs and get little Ethan and we'd walk out that door, you and me and him, and I would never look back. Just say the word, Ethan. Just say the word, Ethan, and I will throw it all away, just like that. I love you today as much as I ever have, and I would give up anything if it meant that we could be together.
Theresa, it's not gonna happen. You know why?
Then I will have to do everything in my power to hold on to what I do have, even if it means staying married to Julian. I will fight tooth and nail for my son because he is all that I have left.
You You sound like someone that I know.
Who?
My mother. She said almost exactly the same words when she was explaining to me why she stayed married to Julian all those years. She said she did it for me. Her son. She said she, wanted me to have all the advantages that the Crane name could provide.
I never thought of me and your mother as having anything in common.
Ironic, isn't it? You're more alike than either of you would care to admit. I wish you the best, though. I really do.
I hope I'm not interrupting a personal moment.
No, not at all.
Okay. Theresa, I thought you might want to know the television crew just arrived.
Okay.
They came in the back way.
All right, will you tell them that I'll be right there?
Okay.
Okay. Well, this is it. You know, Julian and Rebecca swore that they were gonna stop me, but I don't see any sign of them anywhere, so I guess they realized it was a lost cause.